Hey guys, so today we're going to do another kinematics question where we're given the initial velocity of some object and we're asked what will be the time when the final velocity is in the direction east 20 degrees upwards. And in this case the initial velocity is going to be 105 meters per second east 40 degrees upwards. And we're just assuming that east is to the right here. So as always, feel free to pause the video and come back when you're done. Okay, so let's write out all the information we have. Well, we have that the starting horizontal velocity of the ball is 105 cosine 40. And if there's a triangle here, you can picture it being the side adjacent to the angle. And we have that the original vertical velocity of the ball is going to be 105 sine 40. And we know that the acceleration of the ball is just going to be the acceleration due to gravity, which is 9.8 meters divided by second squared downwards. And we're trying to find time, so it's useful to write it down so that we remember what our end goal is. But this isn't quite enough information to solve the question, because first of all, there's no equation that combines these four things. And also, we're not using what the question is given, which is that at the end, its angle is going to be east 20 degrees upwards. So let's try to use that information to gain another aspect about the ball, or the object. So we can draw its velocity at the end, and these are the components of the velocity, v final y and v final x. And we know, because the question is giving this to us, that this angle is going to be 20 degrees. Well, because the acceleration is in the vertical direction, the final velocity of the ball in the horizontal direction is going to be just the initial velocity of the ball in the horizontal direction. So 105 cosine 40. And we can use trigonometry to find out its final velocity in the vertical direction, because tangent of 20 is going to be equal to the final velocity in the vertical direction over the velocity in the horizontal direction, or 105 cosine 40. And when solving for the final velocity in the vertical direction, you get 29.2758. Well, now we know the final velocity in the vertical direction, we know the original velocity in the vertical direction, and we have the acceleration in the vertical direction. So we can use the nifty equation, final velocity equals original velocity plus acceleration times time. So the final velocity we just found is 29.2758. The original velocity is 105 sine 40. And in general, it's better to leave it in variables instead of multiplying it out like we did here, because then you have to start rounding and your answer may be slightly off. But we use 4 decimal places, so our answer will be very accurate. Plus acceleration times time. And I'm using the negative for 9.8 because these two velocities, which I wrote as positive, are in the vertical direction, right? Because in the beginning the ball is going upwards, and in the end it's also going to be going upwards. But this acceleration is in the downwards direction, so they have to have opposite sides. So we can solve for time. So 29.2758 minus 105 sine 40 over negative 9.8 equals time, which you can solve, and it equals 3.90 seconds. So that's it. So 3.90 seconds after you launch the ball, it's going to be in the direction east 20 degrees upwards.